What's going on, guys? Larry White, catalyst and creator of Opportunity. I am so excited to be here with Jennifer Johnston. I like to call her Jen with two N's just because it annoys the shit out of her, but that's a whole different story. Jennifer, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing well. And let's just tell the world, what part of the world do you live in? Do you practice real estate in?
I am located in Portland, Oregon, and I do real estate in the Portland metropolitan area and Southwest Washington.
Okay. And how long have you been doing real estate there?
Almost 19 years.
19 years. So you started when you were like, what, 12? Like you look so, like you could be doing it for so long. You look amazing over there.
Thank you very much. I started at 30.
Really? Oh my goodness. All right. And what'd you do prior to real estate?
Well, I led the corporate life. I actually worked at Nike for several years in a couple different departments. Sports marketing, doing logistical planning for Olympics, and then over to retail resources and doing imagery at retail.
Okay.
So very marketing based backgrounds.
Very cool. And so you transitioned 19 years ago over to real estate. Why did you make that jump? Right? Nike has a ton of opportunities. Sounds like you had a pretty good path going there. Why make the transition?
I did I didn't have a heart in it. I wasn't passionate about the business, and my heart has always been in something that's more creative.
Okay.
Historically, back in like high school, I would love to go drive around and look at properties and be like, oh, that house would be so pretty if it was painted this or that. And they cleaned it up. And so, it's something that just always stuck in the back of my head as something I wanted to do. But growing up with parents who stayed in their same jobs for 40 plus years and never moved, there was that scare tactic of going off and doing my own thing. So, I left Nike after a couple of years, and, the pay was fine. The company's great. I still have a lot of friends and stuff there, but I went and started waiting tables and bartending and working on my real estate license.
Okay. And then, so let's fast forward 19 years now.
Sure.
How many deals do you do? What kind of production do you do in real estate now?
So last year, it was myself and I had a buyer's agent for part of the year, and we did just shy of $20 million.
20 million. Now, just for those of you guys that don't know, that is by far the exception and not the rule, right? Because our average real estate agent does 2 to 4 transactions. So it might be $1 million to $2 million. So we're talking 10 to 20 times as productive. How long did it take you to kind of get there? Like, has this been a 19-year journey or?
It's been a journey. So when I started off in real estate here, prices were very low, like $100,000. And I think I did maybe, 8 to 10 transactions my first year. And I was actually working on a team when I first started out as a buyer's agent. Okay. And then it's just kind of, that was, early 2000s. So real estate was kind of, that low point and starting to charge back up. Fast forward to like 2000, I think it was like 6, 7, 8. I was doing probably 10 to 12 million a year. And then in the last few years, it's just really catapulted. And honestly, it had to do with, I did take some coaching from Tom Ferry. Okay. Coaching a couple of years ago. And that really, helped things out and changed the business a bit.
What was your biggest takeaway from coaching? Because essentially it doubled your production there, right? You went from about 10 million to 20 million, and maybe not instantaneously, but what were the biggest takeaways that agents could learn from this that you were able to implement?
Oh boy. I mean, it's all the basics. We all know it. It's just staying in front of your database, making phone calls. For me, it's creating relationships. I've always been really good at creating relationships with my clients and staying in contact with them. And I usually end up becoming friends. And, so we see each other socially as well as professionally.
Okay. So very cool.
That was kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah. And obviously Tom Ferry is a great friend, mentor of mine. I coach for Tom as well. I wasn't your coach per se, but you're absolutely right. A lot of it is the accountability for the basic things to build the foundation of your business, because agents want to come in and they just want to be doing $20 million a year, right? They see the tip of this iceberg. they don't see all of the work that goes into it underneath the water at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of work.
there's a lot of work and a lot of the basics that have to go in place every single day. So I totally respect that. And so now you're at $20 million in production, a beautiful real estate business that's going over there. And I know that you're looking to expand your team because you're running out of hours in the day. So what are you looking for? Where are you looking to expand to? What kind of people are you looking for?
Well, my buyer's agent that I had with me, he decided to spread his wings and move on and do real estate on his own. And he's kicking ass and taking names. So right now I'm looking for a new buyer's agent to bring in and work with me in Oregon. And then eventually, once we get that settled, we'll either have that person become licensed in the state of Washington as well, or add a person specifically for Washington.
Okay.
So starting there.
All right. And why if I'm a buyer's agent, right? Like, why do I want to come work with Jennifer Johnston over there?
Well, other than that, I'm a pretty easy person to get along with. There's a lot of leads and stuff that I have that I just don't have the time physically to work. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to work that database, work those leads that come in from a couple different resources, and build their own business as well. I really just see there's a great opportunity for anybody to, really learn from what I've done over the 19 years, my mistakes and my successes. Because,
Sure.
we've all end up on a path, and if I can help somebody kind of turn their corner towards a positive direction than making some of the mistakes that I made, I'm happy to do it.
Absolutely. So if an agent was to come to work with you, and I want this like a news flash right now for anybody that's watching, she has more leads than she can handle right now. She wants somebody that she can coach, train, and literally help streamline their path to success faster. So like newsflash, if you're not doing the amount of business that you're looking for, you're in the Portland, Washington area, you might want to connect with myself or Jennifer there to make sure that we get you guys in contact so that you can figure out how you can produce more business. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank
Beautiful, you. Beautiful. And so now the next part I'm super interested in because I see these top agents across the country from Kyle Whissel to Jeff Russell, and now yourself, $20 million production in production. And you just left a very cost-effective brokerage firm that you were at, and you just joined EXP. Like, what the hell is this about? Like, why would you do this? Like, I see all these other people, but I'm curious, like, why? Like, what's the benefit for you in bringing your team over there?
Well, okay. So just to backtrack a little bit, as I mentioned, I've been in business for a long time. I've been at international brokerages. I spent almost 10 years at Remax. I spent, several years at Keller, and then I moved to local brokerages. And when I was doing Tom Ferry coaching, you're part of that Facebook group that Tom has. And I was watching agents from all over the US that were doing kind of the level of production I was doing going to EXP.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I first learned about it, but I didn't think it was in my area. So I was seeing people in the southern US going for it. And so I just kind of paid attention to what was going on. So I've been working for a boutique brokerage here in the local area that kind of has this fun, funky vibe. They aren't as techy as the stuff that EXP offers. So I've been looking at EXP for, I don't know, close to a year or slightly around there, and just asking a lot of questions of yourself and other people that I knew that were at the company, just to kind of understand what was going on. Because I really see the future of real estate being technologically based.
Sure.
Everything happens online, so we really have to have a lot of presences in many different capacities, like with Facebook and Instagram and any kind of social media. So I really feel like any brokerage needs to have that technology helping them along with their agents, to provide them those opportunities that are out there without them having to go do it on their own. That is something that EXP does, and really kind of got me excited, because I don't know how to do a squeeze page, but EXP does, and they're going to show me how to do it. And it's all there for me and made very easy, along with, multiple other things. I got really excited. So I just did my agent orientation yesterday.
Okay.
This is how new I am to it. And so I learned all this other stuff, and I've kind of been blown away by, there's 400 people that I can access if I need to ask a question, versus trying to hunt down my principal broker, who at my previous brokerage sometimes wouldn't get back to me at all, or for days.
Right.
And that's really frustrating. So I am super excited that I have people like you that I can ask questions of. I've got, my Oregon principal broker. She just got named Broker of the Year by the Oregon Association of Realtors. So I've got her in my corner, and then I've got all the people on EXP Worldland that I can ask questions to, and they're dedicated to their specific departments. So I'm not just going to, one or two different people and trying to get the answers. I can go to a multitude of places.
Absolutely. So if I could just recap here, one of the things was that, like, you have some beautiful systems in place, right?
Yes.
Like, so you get one of the top CRMs in the country that agents literally pay thousands of dollars a month for.
I'm excited about that one.
You can build squeeze pages, landing pages, funnel those leads directly, because we already know that you have too many leads to handle. So now we have to create the follow-up systems for those. And then, like, you have a huge support network to help you kind of level up, right? Like, I coach and train some of the top agents in the country. I want to see you and your team doing 40 million, 60 million, et cetera. And now we get to share, my relationships with REOs, with Facebook lead generation. I know that we're talking about this auctions, a platform that I'm rolling out right now that's producing massive amount of listings for agents. And literally you get access to that. And then all of your team members or people that come along with you get access to that, which, I mean, really, we're building this together, right? Like, we all have ownership in this company. You're an owner, I'm an owner, and we want to see this thing do as much success as possible, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And like I said, I just did, some orientation yesterday, and I'm just still like learning so much. And I know there's so much more to just, discover as time goes on. All the stuff that it can do for my business is beyond exciting.
And the CRM and stuff is so critical. If you guys take one lesson from this, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? Whether you're talking to, like, I build teams, agents, brokerages across the country, whether you're talking to a lead, we've been talking for over a year, right? To make sure that everybody was comfortable with this. And I hear agents say, oh, I called that lead back twice and they didn't respond. It's a bad lead. No, it's because that the average lead takes 15 to 17 contacts before they actually decide to commit to you. And so this is where we have to have the right systems, the right follow-up programs, if we're going to be able to sustain in this business. So, man, Jennifer, I am so thrilled that we were finally able to do something that works well for both of us. I'm so excited to have you be such a valuable part of this organization, fellow owner with me, and I'm excited to build out that Oregon and Washington market as well. And I'll make sure that you're connected on this. If anybody wants to reach out to you directly to be able to talk about joining your team, I think that you would be so valuable for so many agents across the country to talk to. So thank you so much for your time today. I will make sure that this gets up here shortly. And if you need anything, please call, text, or email me.
Great. Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.